Do you ever feel like you already know what to do in order to lose your stubborn belly fat? You gotta eat clean, obviously, you gotta work out, you gotta move more, walk more, but you have no idea how to actually put all of this together into a daily, repeatable routine that actually works. If that is the case, you're not alone because most people don't fail their fat loss journey because they're lazy. Most of them fail because they have no idea how to set up a simple and repeatable day that burns body fat automatically. So in today's video, I'm going to give you the exact daily routine that has helped hundreds of my clients who are busy, stressed out, with children, with careers, and chaos drop 30 to 50 pounds while eating real food, lifting weights, and still being able to live life, travel, and explore the world. Now, by the end of this video, you know exactly what to do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, from start to finish. Now, this is not a crash diet. This is not keto. This is not fasting or a fad diet trick. This is a Barbarian approved, simple, yet sustainable routine you can follow literally starting tomorrow. So let's get into it, starting with section number 1, which is your morning routine. A successful day starts with a successful morning. Who here has actually had a great day that did not start with a great morning? It is very unlikely, right? Because if you start your day high energy on the right foot, you make your bed, you do all the things you know you're supposed to do, you're just going to be creating so much momentum for the rest of the day. And you're just going to want to keep on crushing it, right? Because if you start your day on a high successful note, you're going to want to eat a healthy breakfast. You're going to want to exercise because you have all this added energy and you just want to kind of keep this momentum going, right? So here are some very simple rules that you can follow right away, literally starting tomorrow. Starting with rule number 1, which is no phone for 30 minutes upon waking, because scrolling first thing in the morning absolutely destroys your focus for the rest of the day. It spikes your dopamine levels and it sets you up for cravings later on. Like if you wake up every single morning and the first thing you do is open up social media, open up the news, you're going to be bombarded by all these like different triggers, and you may have a text message that you did not like, you may have some bad news, and your body, you don't need that first thing in the morning. Like focus on you first, focus on just setting yourself up for a successful day first, and then open up your phone. So let's move on to rule number 2, which is hydrate before caffeinate. So hydration before caffeination. Your body wakes up dehydrated and not caffeine deprived, because if you actually did have a good night of sleep, you should not feel tireder after waking up. You should feel the opposite of tired. You should feel refreshed. And so it's kind of silly to think that after a great night of sleep, hopefully 7 to 9 hours, which we'll discuss later on, it seems really strange to feel the need to go right into drinking caffeine as soon as you wake up in the morning. Doesn't that sound really, really odd and strange? Because clearly speaking, it means that your sleep did not do its job. And the entire purpose of sleep is to feel re-energized, rejuvenated, recovered, so that we don't have to rely on caffeine, especially first thing in the morning. So instead of drinking coffee or energy drinks or whatever else your source of caffeine is first thing in the morning, drink water first. Ideally, start with 16 to 20 ounces of water. Add some electrolytes to it as well if you want, which is like a mix of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. And then optionally, you can have your supplements alongside this as well. So I typically recommend creatine, 5 grams of creatine every single day. You don't need to cycle on it, cycle off it, just 5 grams a day every single day. And this is a great way for you to not only get your hydration in first thing in the morning, which by the way, if you also feel really hungry first thing in the morning, you're likely not hungry. You're not caffeine deprived, you're not food deprived, you are just dehydrated. You are thirsty. So instead of going for your coffee or going for your breakfast right away, go for water first. Your body needs water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And I guarantee you, after drinking those 1 to 2 cups of water, you are probably not going to be as hungry anymore, because we often mistake hunger. I mean, all the time, actually, we mistake hunger for dehydration, especially first thing in the morning when your body literally has not drinking anything for the last 8 hours or 9 hours, right? So make sure that you hydrate and take your supplements alongside that too. And now, after using this very simple protocol of no phone 30 minutes before or after waking up, and then immediately hydrating with water, Hundreds of my clients have reported less cravings throughout the day, better workouts, more morning energy, and then also less reliance on caffeine after doing all these things. So moving on to rule number 3, which is light movements. Start your morning with a 10 to 20 minute walk for your circadian rhythm. So ideally do it in a fasted state, because ideally you'd wake up, you do the thing you have to do in the bathroom, go pee, go poop, you drink your water, you take your supplements, and then go outside if you can. And if you can't, hop on a treadmill. Just get some type of movement in first thing in the morning. You don't want to wake up and then sit down for the next 8 hours. Like, start your day with movement, whether it's, once again, either a light walk, which I typically recommend, or if you want to knock out your workout first thing in the morning, even better. But at the very least, go on a nice light walk for around 5, 10, 20 minutes. Now, if you do this in a fasted state, you don't have to do it in a fasted state, but it can definitely help with fat oxidation, cortisol regulation, mental clarity as well, and then also better digestion later on in the day. So that'll move me on to section number 2, which is breakfast. Breaking your fast, your first meal. What should that actually include? So 1 to 2 hours after waking up, after you've done your morning deeds, your morning routine, a perfect fat loss breakfast needs 3 specific things. So the first thing it needs is high protein. The second thing is fiber. And the third thing is healthy fats. This keeps your blood sugar very, very stable throughout the day. It prevents nighttime binging, and it also extends fullness. And now with the 3 things that I just listed there, once again, protein, fiber, and healthy fats, this is literally the exact opposite of what you would find in your traditional sugary cereal. Because what does a sugary cereal have? It basically just has refined carbs and sugar. That is it. And that is the exact recipe for a crash afterwards. You're going to feel a nice little spike, maybe in energy for maybe 10, 20 minutes. But as soon as that spike drops, you're going to come crashing down, and you're going to feel hungry. You're going to feel lethargic, and you're just going to want to eat even more 20 minutes after eating breakfast. And that should not be the case. After you eat a meal, you should feel satiated. You should feel energized, and you should not feel the need to want to snack 20 minutes after. But that is what these breakfast companies like Kellogg's, Post, all these other breakfast companies deliberately do, so they can make you just eat more of their cereal. Like, I remember as a kid growing up, I would have a sugary bowl of cereal, and immediately after, I would go for seconds. I would want to get another bowl of cereal because I wasn't really satisfied. And then after I had maybe 2, 3 bowls, I'd go off to school. And then immediately after, I get there like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., I'd be hungry right away, and I'd have this muffin, or I'd have this cupcake, or I'd have just another sugary thing, and that would hold me over until lunchtime for another 2 hours. And for lunch, I'd have another just gross, greasy meal. And it's just like, it's kind of like this recurring loop where you're just getting like these quick dopamine fixes of like, okay, you immediately spike your energy, but then immediately after you come crashing down, and then you're just going to be craving more food. Whereas if you start your breakfast, you start your day with a high protein, high fat, high fiber meal, your cravings will vanish, and you're also going to keep your blood sugar nice and stable, and you're not going to feel the urge to like want to eat immediately after. Right? So protein is a very satiating macronutrient. It takes a bit longer for your body to break down and digest. Fiber also keeps you very, very full and very, very satiated. The healthy fats as well can also help slow down the digestion. So by combining these 3 things together, you are literally setting yourself up for a very, very satisfied, content morning that will keep you thriving and energized throughout the entire day. And you honestly won't even be thinking about food up until lunchtime. How amazing is that? Imagine going into work every single morning after eating a highly nutritious breakfast, and then not feeling the need to snack at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. once again, and just powering through your workday, waiting until lunchtime, and then once again for lunch, having another nutritious meal. You'd probably save hundreds, if not thousands of calories throughout the week. And you'd also just be less food focused. So you can actually focus on working more productive, making more money. Like, all these things trickle down. It all trickles down, and it all starts from your nutrition. Like, I'm a firm believer, if you want to achieve anything in life, you need to put yourself in a healthy state. Like, get down to a healthy body weight. And how do you get down to a healthy body weight? You start with your nutrition, and it all starts in the morning. So start your day with a highly nutritious breakfast. So there are 3 different levels that I've written down here in terms of how busy you are first thing in the morning, because I know not everyone is able to immediately wake up in the morning, go on a morning walk, and then being able to make a breakfast for themselves. Because typically speaking, most of the people that we work with, they have busy jobs, they have 9 to 5 jobs, and they're just constantly rushing out the house. And I would argue and say that, well, you could realistically just wake up a bit earlier, but I know sometimes there are constraints to that, right? Due to your schedule, due to all these other things essentially. So level 1 is for someone who's very, very busy. So this is something that you can whip up very easily. So when it comes to your breakfast, just add 30 to 40 grams of a whey or plant-based protein. Just have a scoop of that. You just literally grab a shaker, put protein powder into it, shake it up, and there you go. There's your protein. Have some fruit on the side that you can bring with you on the go, whether it's a banana, an apple, an orange, or some berries if you can, and then add some fish oil or omega-3s for your healthy fats. Now, level 2, if you have 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to whip up a quick breakfast, what you can do here is make a quick Greek yogurt bowl. So add some non-fat Greek yogurt into a bowl, add in some frozen berries, maybe some chia seeds as well for some healthy fats and fiber, and then add some stevia or cinnamon for flavor. This will give you 40 to 50 grams of protein, lots of fiber, all for under 400 calories. Now, if you're level 3, if you enjoy cooking and you have a bit more free time in the morning, you can cook up a couple of eggs, let's say 4 to 5 eggs, whole eggs with the yolk included. That will give you that healthy fat that you need. Add some veggies in the form of spinach or pepper, saute them next to it with some onions or garlic maybe, and then have a piece of fruit on the side as well. All of these meals are balanced, filling, and very easy to make up depending on how much time you have. So regardless of if you're rushing out the house or you have a bit more free time, there's no excuses here. One thing as well that you can maybe do the night before is make overnight oats. This is something I used to make all the time when I was a high school student. And I went into my health era phase, and especially as a college student. Like I was on a demanding schedule. I was a student athlete, so I had a scholarship to play soccer, and I was just constantly going from class to class. Then I had soccer practice right after, and then I wanted to get my weightlifting sessions in. So I was constantly just like busy and like on the go. And so I knew that I did not have time to make breakfast first thing in the morning because I really wanted to prioritize my sleep. And I knew that if I wanted to get my required 8 hours of sleep in and still do my homework the night before, all these other things, that I did not have the time to make an hour worth of breakfast first thing in the morning. So what I did the night before, this literally only takes 5 minutes to prep the night before, and you can do this for multiple mornings or for multiple meals. It's just make some overnight oats. So what I used to do is grab, depending on obviously your calories and macros that you set for yourself, but depending on your goals, I did 80 grams of oats, and then I did 1 cup of almond milk. Then I added half a cup of Greek yogurt with half a cup of pumpkin puree. This will just add some nice little moistness and also just a bit more fiber. Also a great source of vitamin A and fiber. By the way, pumpkin puree, very underrated. It's like, it is done, not the pumpkin pie filling, but the pumpkin puree, because the pumpkin pie filling is filled with sugar, but the pumpkin puree is just pure pumpkin, basically. So I added that into my overnight oats, and then I just added a scoop of protein powder. I had a chocolate flavor or vanilla flavor, and even back then, I got all of my protein powders from my current supplement sponsor, MyProtein, and they're the cheapest, most affordable supplements that you can find on the market. So if you guys do want to try a high protein, affordable protein powder, definitely use code Cohnan at checkout at the MyProtein website. You can save, I believe, like 40, even up to 50% off nowadays with Black Friday going on. So yeah, that's where I got my protein powder. Added a scoop into that. Literally, you just mix it up, 5-minute prep time, even if that. And then I just put it in the fridge overnight. And then as it kind of thickens up overnight, when you wake up the next morning, you have a very nutritious, very simple, high protein, moderate carb, moderate fats breakfast to start your day. You can also maybe decrease the amount of oats, maybe increase the amount of fats, add some chia seeds, maybe add some nut butter, add some PB2 if you want, add some cinnamon. Like you can get very creative, and there's so like endless opportunities there. So once again, no excuses here for you not to eat a highly nutritious breakfast first thing in the morning. So please, like, throw away your cereal, like ditch it. Like don't even feed it to your children. Like feed them overnight oats, make them some oatmeal, add some protein powder. And yes, giving your kids protein powder, it's completely safe. Protein, like it's the equivalent of them drinking milk every single morning. And I assume you give your children milk, like protein powder is the exact same thing. It comes from a cow. If anything, it's a whole lot better because it gets rid of most of the lactose. It gets rid of all of the fat. It's just pure protein. Like, don't be scared to feed your children protein powder. It's not bad for their kidneys. It's not bad for anything else. Like, there's no reason for them not to have protein powder if you want them to have a very successful morning. So let's move on to section number 3. We've covered the morning routine. We've covered the breakfast. Now let's talk about lunch, right? So when it comes to your lunch, I really try to prioritize low carb and high satiety meals with all of my clients. So lunch will determine if you crash in the afternoon or stay sharp. Now, for most busy people, lunch should be, once again, protein focused. And you'll notice a recurring theme here where every single meal should be protein focused, regardless of if it's a breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack. Like every single meal you eat, it's like ingrained this in your head, protein, 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 protein. I do not see a meal, it cannot be qualified as a meal if it does not have protein in it, period. As simple as that. And ingrain this in your head. If I eat something and it has no protein, this is not a meal. This is just what a 5-year-old kid would eat. Like protein, protein, protein. You're an adult, add protein to your meal. So lunch, once again, protein focused, veggie heavy. So make sure you incorporate lots of veggies in your lunch and then keep the carbs a bit lower. Unless, here's the caveat, unless you're going to be working out soon. So if this is within your workout window, if you're going to be working out immediately after, or maybe this is going to be after your workouts, post-workouts, then it's definitely okay to add some carbohydrates. So a couple examples here could be some chicken breast or ground turkey for your protein, an avocado or some olive oil for your healthy fats, and then just a big serving of vegetables, whether it's in the form of a salad where you get some lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, red onions, or it could be like cruciferous vegetables, whether it's some broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. That's typically my go-to where I get this California blend, and it's basically just cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. Very, very easy, and I get it in the frozen package, in the individual packets. I believe each packet is like 340 grams, so that's a great serving that you can literally just microwave and then add some chicken breast, add some avocado, and that is done in literally minutes. Like the amount of prep time that requires is zero. All you have to do is just microwave it and then wait for however long it takes for it to warm up. And this can very easily be made inside of your office. If it has a microwave, you just bring some meal prepped chicken breast and you add some frozen vegetables into that, and then just add an avocado on top or drizzle with olive oil. Very, very easy. Like people tell me that they don't have time to eat a healthy meal or they need to eat out in order to eat something. It's just complete nonsense. Like it's BS, and you know it is. Like you're just coping. Like you just want the fast food, and you just come up with excuses that make you feel better about eating fast food. When in reality, where there's a will, there's a way, right? It's like my lunch literally takes 2 minutes to make, and then boom, I can carry on working. And once again, this keeps your energy stable and prevents the 3 p.m. junk food meltdown. But like I said, if you train in the afternoon, you can definitely bump up your carbs here. So you can add maybe some potato, maybe some rice, or maybe some fruit on the side as well, just to give you some more carbs, to give you some more energy for the workout ahead. Now, moving on to section number 4, which is the snacking strategy. Now, this strategy I'm about to share with you will fix your cravings forever, because snacking is where most people blow their calorie deficits. So I want you to use these 2 tests whenever you feel the urge to snack. So number 1 is the raw veggie test. If I'm hungry, so let's say if you're hungry, ask yourself this question: would you eat raw carrots or celery? If not, you are not hungry. You're just bored, stressed, or you're just avoiding work. And then the second test is the water test. So if you feel the urge to snack, once again, ask yourself, would I eat raw vegetables? And then secondly, if you are still hungry, if you say yes to that, well, then the next step is to drink 2 liters, or not 2 liters, 2 cups of water, and then wait 20 minutes. And then if you are still hungry, then you can go ahead and eat, because that is a true sign that hunger is actually kicking in. Because once again, we mistake hunger for either dehydration or honestly, sometimes just for boredom. Like sometimes we're just sitting at a desk and we're bored and we just think about food. Like most people eat due to boredom. They don't eat due to starvation. Like we don't live in a world where like food is scarce. We're constantly surrounded by food. So you actually being like starved or actually being hungry is very rare whenever you eat. We typically eat due to habit, right? So we're just used to eating on a set schedule, and you're used to eating at a certain time, which automatically makes you want to eat, or we eat whenever we're bored. Those are the 2 most common reasons why we tend to eat. But if you use these 2 tests of the raw veggie test and the water test, you'll realize that you're not actually that hungry. You're just bored or dehydrated. right? Now, if you're still hungry, then yes, once again, go ahead and eat your next meal. But most of my clients tell me that this alone saves them 300 to 800 calories per day, just by simply following these two tests. Now, moving on to section number 5, which is training. So like the actual working out part. This is the Barbarian way, which we teach inside the Barbarian Squad, our online coaching program. Strength training 2 to 4 times per week. And now within every single workout, we want to focus on progressive overload. So getting stronger over time, which simply means doing more than last time, right? So if you did 100 pounds last week for 10 reps, the following week, you can either add a bit more weight, go to 105 pounds for 10 reps, or you can add more reps, go stick to the same weight, 100 pounds for 11 reps. Or if you're feeling really strong, you can do 105 pounds, so add more weight, and add an extra repetition and do 11 reps. Whatever way, shape, or form you want to progress, it doesn't matter. But as long as you're progressing over time, you are going to be making progress and you're going to be building more muscle and you're going to be seeing the results you're looking for. Whereas if you don't, you continuously keep on doing the same exercises within the same reps, within the same weights, how do you expect your body to actually adapt and grow to that? Because there is no new stimulus there. It's just literally, it's like your body is walking. Your body doesn't get jacked by walking because it's so used to walking, right? So you have to increasingly keep on adding more demands to your body for it to actually adapt and then grow from that newer stimulus. Now, with that, focus on compound movements. These will give you the best bang for the buck in terms of exercise. A lot of clients we help, they're busy professionals. They don't have time to fuss over isolation exercises, doing bicep curls, doing like isolation exercises that only hit a single joint muscle group. Like we want to focus on the big, heavy compound lifts that target multiple muscle groups in just one exercise. So think of your bench press, your overhead press, your deadlifts. Oh my goodness, great for your entire posterior chain, your heavy squats, your lunges, farmer's walks, farmer's carries, pull-ups, rows, all of these big, like these are the core lifts that everyone should be utilizing within the routine, because this will be the big meat and potato kind of like part of your workouts where you'll hit multiple muscle groups in just one exercise, which will just be most time efficient for you as well. And then last thing is focus on consistency and not intensity. And what I mean by that is that you do not need 2-hour gym sessions 6 days a week, like you see all these pro bodybuilders do. 45 minutes, a couple times a week is more than enough for you. Now, the most important thing is train at a time that you can stick to, whether it's first thing in the morning, in the afternoon, at nighttime, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Just find a time that fits best within your schedule, and then also based on when you have the most amount of energy. Like if you have zero energy first thing in the morning, I'd rather you not work out and just go at a time when you are a bit more energized, so you can actually give your workouts like a lot more of your efforts. Because even going into the gym, especially once you get to the advanced stage, half-assing your workouts, going through the motions is not going to cut it. Because once again, you want to train with intent. And if you're not able to, once again, progressively overload, get stronger, then you're just kind of there wasting time. So make sure that ideally you go at a time where, number one, you feel the most energized, and then number two, where it actually fits within your schedule. If you can do that, you're absolutely going to be good to go. Now, when it comes to your cardio, we either do walking, or we specifically do walking. So we just simply keep track of your daily steps. So you don't have to do crazy 6-mile runs first thing in the morning, David Goggins style with your shirt off, yelling and screaming at people on the street. Like none of that. Like once again, we want to focus on consistency and not intensity. And what most people can sustain over the long run is just increasing your daily step count. Anyone can do it at any time. It's low impact, doesn't beat up your joints, doesn't beat up your connective tissues, and it is very sustainable and it's very fun, and anyone can integrate it. Whether you want to walk with your children, walk with your kids, walk with your spouse, do walking meetings. So while you're on a meeting and you're on the phone, maybe instead of sitting down, do it while you're walking around, right? Walking around the office. So we want to aim for around 7 to 10,000 steps daily. And then also ideally after you eat every single meal. So after your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, go for like a 10 minutes post-meal digestion walk. This is huge for blood sugar, and it also helps with your digestion. And it's kind of like turned into a habit for me now as well, where after every single meal that I eat, I always go on a quick little walk. Like it's helped me tremendously with like digestion and once again, blood sugar. So make sure that you incorporate this into your routine as well. And it also, once again, helps you actually hit your steps for the day, which is great. So we've covered lunch, we've covered breakfast, we've covered snacks. Now let's move on to the nitty-gritty dinner, the big meat and potatoes section of this video. Dinner, your most important fat loss meal. So for starters, try to eat your last meal, which tends to be dinner for most people, 3 to 5 hours before bed, because studies have shown that people who avoid late night eating reduce nighttime wake ups by 44% and experience fewer cravings the next day. The reason why I find this very beneficial is because if you eat a large meal right before bed, your body is going to try to digest the food while you're trying to sleep. And if you're constantly waking up in the middle of the night, going up and peeing, digesting the foods, number one, you're going to feel really uncomfortable going into bed. That's not what you want. And then secondly, if you're constantly waking up and peeing in the middle of the night, you're going to drastically negatively impact your sleep quality. And if you impact your sleep quality, guess what happens? The following day, you're going to feel groggy, lethargic, non-energized, and then that leads to a bad morning routine. And when you have a bad morning routine, it leads to making poorer choices, and you're probably going to opt for a sugary cereal. And then that's kind of like loop keeps on going, right? So like I'm a firm believer that if you want a successful morning, it's all like it go like everything. Hopefully you guys can understand that everything goes full circle, right? It's like if you want a successful morning, you should work backwards. Okay, well, what can I do within my power to have a successful morning? I should probably have a successful evening routine. Well, okay, well, if I want a successful evening routine, I should probably have a successful afternoon routine. And then if I want to have a successful afternoon routine, I should probably have a good morning routine. And then as you can tell, like it goes full circle. Like everything needs to be aligned in order for you to optimize this routine in order for fat loss to occur. Because if you break the cycle anywhere, whether it's in the morning or in the afternoon or at nighttime, it's just gonna like kill the momentum for you. So like please like pay really close attention to this. So when it comes to your dinner structure, once again, focus on lean protein, a veggie base. You can definitely incorporate carbohydrates, and yes, carbs at night help you actually sleep, and carbs at night don't make you fat, so don't avoid carbs. And then optionally add some healthy fats. And once again, like big picture here, like focus on your daily calories and macros. You can eat carbs in the morning, in the afternoon, at nighttime. You can eat carbs anytime you want. As long as you stay within your calories for the day and you stay within the calorie deficit, you are going to burn body fat. Like when I did my bodybuilding show, and like even now, like most of my carb heaviest meals tend to be closer towards bedtime, right? And that is because it keeps me nice and full. It keeps me satiated. It reduces my cravings, and I can go to bed feeling nice and satisfied, as opposed to like feeling hungry and having a poor night's sleep and just thinking about food all the time. Like if it helps you sleep and it helps you feel satisfied, don't be scared to eat carbs. Like your body does not know what time it is. It only cares about how much you ate that day, and then how much you ate throughout the week and how much you ate throughout the month. And if on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, you stay within your calorie deficit, it does not matter when you eat your carbs. So please do not be scared of eating carbs at night. If anything, it can actually help you with sleep. So a couple examples that you can make for dinner is some chicken breast with some veggies and potatoes. This is a classic. Can't go wrong with that. I typically have that for dinner. Or it could be some steak, asparagus, and rice. Or it could be some salmon, broccoli, and roasted potatoes. So once again, a protein, a veggie, and a carb. Add some additional healthy fats if you want. So moving on to section 7, which is the actual nighttime routine. You've done everything leading up to this point. You ate a healthy breakfast. You did your workouts. You got in your steps. You ate a healthy lunch. You ate a healthy dinner 3 to 5 hours before bed. Now let's talk about your nightly routine. This is where success happens. Your night routine controls your hunger hormones, your cravings, your recovery, your fat loss, your mood, and your discipline the following morning. Like I said, if you break your evening routine, you're more than likely going to break your morning routine. So it all goes for full circle. So here's your night routine checklist. Put the damn phone in another room. Don't sleep with your phone in the same room. It's a distraction, and you're more than likely just going to want to open it up, especially if you can't sleep or if you get distracted or if you're bored. So literally put your phone in a different room. I cannot personally remember the last time I slept with my phone in my bedroom, like at all. Like it just doesn't happen. And now if you're concerned about like, oh, well, I need my alarm. Like honestly, like I put my phone in a completely different room and I still hear the alarm go off. I'm actually at a point now where I'll be honest, like I don't even use an alarm because my circadian rhythm is so dialed in where I'll get sleepy at a certain time and I'll automatically fall asleep at a certain time and I wake up at a certain time because I'm so used to my sleeping routine and my morning routine where my body is actually helping me fall asleep faster at night and wake up faster in the morning as well, because it knows exactly when I go to bed typically and when I wake up typically. And so you can actually help your body help you go to sleep faster by just having a consistent routine. Like I haven't even touched about this, but consistency is everything. Your body, your circadian rhythm, which is your body's biological clock, it thrives of a consistent routine, of a set schedule. And where a lot of people go wrong is they'll have a set schedule Monday through Friday. Like they're good with that, right? Because you have work at a certain time, you have errands at a certain time. So everything is on a pretty repeatable basis. But then the weekend comes in and it just completely slaps you in the face, right? Because on the weekends, you want to sleep in, you want to go out, you want to stay up a bit later, whatever maybe. You get invited to do different things, and that's totally cool. But just know that there's a trade-off there because you're going to be completely resetting your circadian rhythm. And then come Sunday night, when it comes to you having to follow your routine again, you're going to have a harder time falling asleep. I remember this very vividly when back in high school, even college as well, I make this mistake where, yeah, Monday through Friday, I'd be dialed in with my morning routine and evening routine. But then on the weekends, yeah, maybe I stayed up a bit later. Maybe I hung out with a couple of friends and I went to bed a bit later. I woke up a bit later. And then as soon as it came down to me going back to my regular schedule again, evening and morning schedule, I had such a hard time going to bed the following night and waking up the next morning. Like I couldn't even fall asleep. I was just there staring at the ceiling. And then I had a really poor night's sleep. And then I had a really poor morning routine. And then it just felt like I kind of reset it every single week. And it kind of set me back. So if you can, like, consistency is key here. So once again, put your phone in a different room. You don't want to get distracted by it. And once again, addressing the whole alarm situation, either have an actual alarm in your bedroom, like a digital alarm, like, or even like an old fashioned one. Those can definitely be beneficial. Or if you want, you can literally just put your phone just outside of your bedroom. So just put it right next to the door. At least that way, when the alarm goes off, you actually have to get out of bed and then turn off the alarm. That's also a nice little hack and a nice little incentive for you to actually get up instead of hitting the snooze button. Secondly, is dim the lights 1 to 2 hours before bed. Thirdly, hot shower. This lowers your core temperature, which makes you fall asleep a lot faster. And then fiction reading. So this can help you put yourself in a sleepy mood. Like, don't read a super analytical book. Don't read something where you're going to have to like study. Like, read something that puts your mind at ease, like a fictional book, because this turns off your analytical brain. Now, when it comes to sleep itself, you guys don't need me to tell you this, but aim for 7 to 9 hours of high quality sleep, because better sleep equals better fat loss. It is that simple. Now, section 8, putting all of this together, here is the daily plan. Once again, in the morning, wake up, no phone, hydrate with electrolytes, go on a morning walk, and then break your fast with a high protein, high fiber, high fat meal. Midday, low carb, protein focused lunch. Optionally, add some carbs if you're going to be training soon. Then go on a 10-minute post-digestion walk after every single meal. In the afternoon, do your strength training workouts 2 to 4 times a week. That is all you need. 45-minute sessions focusing on progressive overload with compound lifts. Use the water test instead of snacking, and then get steps in between tasks. In the evening, for dinner, go, once again, eat dinner 3 to 5 hours before bed. Carbs are encouraged for better sleep. Don't be scared of carbs. Electronics off 1 to 2 hours before bed. Take a hot shower, and then sleep for 7 to 9 hours. If you follow this routine for 1 day, you'll feel better. If you follow this for 7 days, your hunger resets. If you follow this for 21 days, it becomes a habit. If you follow this for 90 days, it becomes a lifestyle. And if you follow this for 2 years, you will not recognize your old self. And now this exact formula is how my clients lose 30 to 50 pounds while working 50-hour weeks, raising children, traveling, and still eating the foods they love. Now, if you want me to personally help you build a fat loss routine like this, optimized around your current busy lifestyle, your busy schedule, your cravings, and your goals, you can go ahead and schedule a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll essentially go over your current goals. We'll see exactly how much fat you are looking to lose. We'll see exactly what's holding you back right now. And then we'll create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush your goals in the next 3 to 6 months. If that sounds good to you, the link will be in the description down below, and I'll see y'all there. Peace.